Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly collective reading. I hope you're doing well. We are in the throes of a Mercury retrograde. We have an eclipse coming this week. There's a lot going on. I've already felt the effects of the retrograde, and we'll kind of take a look at it today and see what's coming through. First and foremost, I'm just glad you all made it today. And if you've never been here before, this is what we basically do. We're going to take a look at some channel messages. Got a lot of dream messages that came through, so I can't wait to share those. Then we'll get into a 7-day forecast where we can get practical and tactical and look at the next 7 days. And it's a brand new month. I think I put initially May. It's March, but happy March, everyone, and welcome to this kickoff of that month. So after that, we'll look at the elemental forecast, and then we'll get into the special topic. It was very close today, and I might put a countdown here as I'm talking, but I'll do it right after the channel messages. But special topic today is the energy alchemist. And I think we can all get behind this, how to turn a challenge into an opportunity. It's a really good thing. And I've been doing this with thoughts recently, like just trying to bring my thoughts into a higher and more elevated place. So I think we can do this with any of the tricky cards that we pull. We'll make the most out of them. Okay. Well, let's get into channel messages first and foremost. So in addition to reading tarot, I also connect with clairvoyance and mediumship, and this is the part where I pull in those messages. This is what came through this morning. Actually, Spirit gave me these words, which is participation matters. And so what I was shown was an event where you were late, but you were like perfectly on time to be called. And there was like a public speaking moment or speaking up moment, because when I look at a dream, a vision, or meditation, it's all kind of symbolic. So spotlight moment. And here's the thing. Whatever you said, it came out like people were applauding. They just wanted you to talk. And so if you can prepare, that would be better. I saw someone in the audience that was like, I could have said something 5 times better. So knock their socks off too. If you have a presentation, if you have some sort of a face-to-face meeting, or if you just want to share your thoughts, do it and really do it. Lean in, get organized, and show that you have something to offer. Participation matters, okay? So very clear. Spirit was, specific on the way that I needed to communicate that. The other thing is to show diversity and representation in what you're kind of talking about, maybe bringing different people from different, even just cognitive backgrounds. If there's something that you're presenting, show that you've done the homework, show that you're not just catering to one audience, but also just variety is the spice of life. So diversification came through, which can mean just shifting up all the kind of energies in your life so that you're not doing the same thing every day. Just like a diet that's not sustainable, you have to have a mix of things. So energetically, because we are kind of looking at energy alchemy, Spirit wants you to kind of go to that buffet of opportunities and see what else is coming through. All right. And then again, this is more maybe the pressure you're putting on yourself, but I got this feeling of wanting to represent someone well. Some of you might be trying to, it could be the memory of someone that you love, honor their memory by doing something, and you want to make sure that you're living up to the standards or whatever. Just know the mere fact that you are giving it your best. That's really what Spirit cared about, was showing up and showing putting your best foot forward. I think as long as you're doing that, you're going to thrive. Okay. Those are all the mediumship messages, and there were a lot today, so thank you for being patient. All right, so the next portion of this, like I said, is a 7-day forecast where we will get tactical and practical. While I do this, I'm going to put up a reminder to hit the subscribe button if you like what I'm doing here. I'm also going to set a goal for us. And I think the goal, we had a runner-up. I'll have to look at the runner-up, but I'll either just do maybe Spirit-led or look at that. So if you want to help us make the goal and you're watching live, I'll make sure that I put enough time on this one. I'll either pull what Spirit wants or do the runner up. And if I have time, I'll put up a poll for that. Okay, so let's get started on the 7-day forecast. By the way, thank you to everybody that gives back. This is a great time to do that because it'll help us meet that target. And that's that. Okay, so everything's zoomed in. Let's go. All right, so 7 days. What's this week got in store? I think I'm going to save this deck maybe for the main. Yeah. Of course the tower is coming through. Of course. All right, we have some reversals. That's okay. We're in a retrograde, and that's to be expected. All right, let's get started with today's energy. We're going to take a look at this Sunday. So a tower in reverse is a little bit more manageable. With the tower, I've been kind of reiterating this recently. I think it helps to hear it. We get warnings. A tower just doesn't come through out of nowhere. So usually in any good tower card, you're going to see lightning in the background, and we see that here. And you would see the lightning, you would hear the thunder, you would feel the rumble. There's 3 warnings, 3 knocks at the door. So for many of you, I don't know which knock you're on, but this is kind of like the wake-up call because it's reverse and it's saying get ahead of the tower. So if it's that 3rd knock and you're feeling it in your bones, like this doesn't feel right, listen to that and make the change. Or it feels great. I was recently talking to a friend who started reading. We were talking about the tower card, particularly the tower in the reverse position, because he also reads reversals. And I said, another thing with this one is it could be a change for the better, but there's like significant amounts of effort that need to be done. It changes everything. So like when you decide to move in or move out, if like in a living situation, if you had a roommate or a partner or whatever, sharing spaces and changing locations, it can be very good, but it can also be very different and everything's in disorder and disarray. This card is also encouraging you to let the dust settle before making a major decision. If you just lost someone that you love, like someone passed into spirit, if you just got through a major milestone, like had a baby or got divorced or retired, let the dust settle for a couple of minutes. See how you feel in maybe like 3 to 6 months before you decide to sell everything and set sail for whatever. Give it time and make sure that it's not impulsive. There's a time to be impulsive, and these sorts of moments are not that kind of thing. If you've been feeling it in your bones for like a year and you're like, I need to do it, that's much different. Now you're listening to the tower. We don't want to just react to the crashing and the rumbling of things. This card is also super appropriate for today. I know that many people are in parts of the world where war is happening, and this is indicative of that, and you need to be careful and take care of yourself, obviously, when that's happening. This is finding safety and solace and comfort and basically finding a calm in the storm, whatever that might mean, whether it's a literal sort of like hurricane or it's war or you're fighting with somebody. Find your safe space today, okay? Get your feet on solid ground and then and only then make a decision. And to everybody that is, unfortunately, in a dangerous situation, my heart goes out to you. We'll make sure that we put some peace in our meditation today. I am aware of world events, but I'm going to focus on the 7 days for everybody, but it showed up in the first card. Literally, that card flew out of the deck, and that's not accidental. Okay, let's take a look at Monday. Actually, what comes to mind is smooth sailing. I love that we have the 6 of Swords. I almost never have those words. Spirit's kind of speaking up a little bit more than it usually does. So we have transition here, but we also have what just came through, which this could be a smooth transition, smooth sailing for you. I feel like today, for those of you that are just in the decision-making mode, you're just, it's a lot. Breathe, sleep, meditate on it. Tomorrow, I feel like you'll be ready to set sail in a new direction, okay? This is also like the transition mentions. It is the period of time after a loss or a change. It is this moment of moving from point A to point B. And that can sometimes, like, there's this thing in physics, like time lensing, right? Where depending on how big a situation is, like let's say a black hole, if you're close to a black hole, because of the gravity of it, time moves differently. So if you're in a big situation in your life, time moves differently. I mentioned like birth of someone, death of someone, new joint sort of energy like marriage or separation. These big events change your perception of time warping and lensing. So also kind of like check in and make sure you're not missing something. Like when you travel, make sure that the itinerary is good. Everything has been checked out. We are in retrograde. Even if you look at something and think it's okay, like Dakota said, change that word. I was like, thank you, Dakota. Like sometimes our mind is looking at something and reading something different. Get a second set of eyes. I'm grateful to have a second set of eyes this morning. But things will move forward, just maybe quicker than you think. And you don't want to get lost in the shuffle, and you don't want to miss something while you're in this sort of energetic shift too, okay? This is a great day to announce something, start something, stop something, deliver something. Movement is the key. Monday's pretty powerful. And then we have a great card coming through here on Tuesday, the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so Ace of Pentacles, something is starting to come to fruition or knock at your door, and this is an opportunity. You get to decide, do I want it, or is this not what I want? So discernment is always a part of this. Typically, this is like a seed or a coin. And what I think about this often is like if it's a coin, you have to invest it, you have to move it forward, pay it forward. If it's a seed, you have to plant it, and then you have to nurture it. So it's potential that requires a little bit of TLC from you, okay? One of the daily cards that I had pulled for today also was like Empress in reverse. Take care of yourself today so that by the time Tuesday rolls around, you can really focus on putting your energy into something else, whether it's work, whether it's love, whether it's an opportunity. The foundation is firm there, but it requires your attention and your commitment, okay? There could be something transactional. Someone gives you something or needs something from you. So look at that transactional energy and make sure that everything is feeling good with that. And let me see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. I think that's pretty much it. This is just a great time for follow through. So don't delay. If there's really something that you want to see happen, Tuesday's a great day for that. All right, looking at the middle of the week, we have our second reversal in the spread, another ace, but it's Ace of Cups. So it's tuning in to your heart. How do you feel? What do you think? The Ace of Cups in reverse is often a moment to sort of let something go. It could be stress or anxiety because this card is invariably very, very good. I like that we see, what is it, an elk or moose or something in the foreground? It's an elk, I think, in the foreground, sipping and drinking in the moment. When this card is reversed, what could be going on in your life is that energy of go, go, go. From this thing to the next thing to the thing after that, and there's never a moment to drink it in. So of any day that you could possibly pick this week, this is a good time to meditate, practice gratitude, really tune in to how you're feeling, and make sure that everything is good. If there's something that is stressing you out, talk to someone. If there's something that feels overwhelming, this isn't the day to engage with that. You want to take care of yourself, okay? But overall, a very good card. An opportunity will come through after that moment of self-care, but you need to release first. Relationships could be a little bit more intense. Your sensitivity is a little bit higher. This is creativity that wants to come through but could be blocked. So it's still a powerful day, 2 aces in a row, but your heart and your head are creating a little bit of a block. So let's not let that continue longer than it needs to. As we take a look at Thursday, it's a chance to see things from a new perspective. 4 of Cups, but the 4 of Cups is in the reverse position. Sometimes it can indicate boredom. Sometimes it can indicate jealousy. Sometimes it's frustration, comparing yourself to either like a version of what you thought it would be. Like you put it all on a board. You thought I would be here at this time doing this thing, but in real life, it looks a lot different. Or you're looking at a friend or a family member and they're in a different place. And it's like, why are they getting all the luck? So you picked the right topic today. We're going to alchemize that thought. And you're going to think to yourself, what if there's something just around the corner that's going to shift things. I like this card, but it doesn't actually accurately show this. We have boredom, but it's missing something. So from time to time, I will pull a card from the traditional spread. And it's okay, because what we see is that the boredom is not allowing you to see a hidden opportunity. So much different energy coming through on this. I love this deck for everything but this card here. So the Four of Cups, we can see he could be bored, frustrated, or just in his feelings. But in front of him, bright as day, is that Ace of Cups. And I mean, look, right before we had an ace. So she's bored, but she's missing this ace. And this card is showing you that there's always that sort of floating ace available if you tune in. It may not be what you want, but it might be what you need. It may not be when you want, but it might be exactly what's necessary. It may not be the way that you thought it would show up, but it might be something better. You have to let go of the sort of like, but ... But I wanted this, but I thought it would be this. Sometimes Spirit has some different plans, and this is leaning into the possibility. He looks really frustrated too, or sad. So we don't want the boredom or the emotions or whatnot to get in the way, all right? Now let's take a look at Friday. We have the Archer card coming through, which I believe is the Chariot in this deck. And it's about focusing. It's like the GPS. You need to know where you're going. Otherwise, that arrow is just going to fly and have no target. So what's your target? What's your purpose? Friday is a day to get very, very clear on what it is that you're trying to do. There are times where we can fly by the seat of our pants, but there are other times where that doesn't make sense. And the Archer is coming through to remind you. You have to aim. You have to hold it just right. The posture has to be perfect. And then let go, the tension, all of that. So it's a multi-part process to getting something to work. So if it doesn't work, keep practicing. The Archer's going to keep practicing until she hits the target. Okay? So this may be either one of your misfire days or one of your target days. If you don't hit the target, focus, lens in, think like, what can I do? Zoom in. What is it that I'm missing here? There might be something that can help you with your GPS. You can talk to someone else. There may be people in your life that are questioning your goals, like, why are you doing this? Why did you do this? Because this card can be connected to management and things of that nature. So this is the preparation day, I believe, for some of you too, where I was saying people just want you to speak up. Sometimes when someone asks you, are you sure? They just want to hear the yes. Or they just want to hear that you've done some thoughts, some homework on it. And if they hear that, they're like, okay, good. I just want to make sure you thought it through. Like sometimes we build up this mountain out of a molehill, and it's not that serious. I was recently doing a rewatch of like Schitt's Creek, and there's this episode where Alexis is telling David, like, don't freak out. Don't make a big deal of it. It's not a big deal. He's getting his driving test. And the whole time the instructor's just looking at his phone. He's like, he could care less. So couldn't care less, rather. So don't make something bigger than it needs to be. People just need you to show up and do your best. And this is the do your best day, is Friday. Make sure you've aimed. Make sure that you have a target. Make sure you've done your homework. And then momentum will take you from there. All right, taking a look at this upcoming weekend, we have the World coming through on Saturday. The World is in the reverse position. Some of you are retreading old karmic energy, and that makes sense because we're in retrograde, and you may be wondering or asking yourself, how did I get here? Is here where I want or need to be? Do I see the overall pattern of this? Because I love that we have either like a labyrinth or maze in front of this. Before you walk through the door on this world tree, you have to get a lay of the land, and this is making sure that the next big step aligns to what you're doing. Oftentimes in our life, we just keep rinsing and repeating until a wake-up call happens. Maybe it's a health scare. Maybe it's a big birthday. Maybe it's someone in your life that either accomplishes something or, again, maybe it's a loss of someone. Those sorts of things help us recalibrate and say, oh, maybe I want to do something different because time is finite, because it's not a guarantee, because I saw that person and they didn't like it, and, et cetera. So you're tuning in, and then big things start to happen. This could be a year-long journey. You see the 4 seasons on the tree there, spring, summer, winter, fall. Give this time to germinate. That's what that Ace of Pentacles was reminding you too. What you're doing now, or on Saturday is going to set into motion changes that could take you through the next year. Tower. It's like the Tower with this, but the world in reverse. It's time. Time is very, it's either like, for some of you, it's fleeting or it's stretched or it's getting on your nerves this week, but the world reversed instant. Something has to be decided quickly. And it can be a cool sort of quickly where you said to the universe, I'm ready for this, and it can happen then, or it can happen like right now, or sooner. This is the or sooner. There could be an option where a door is opening. That's why we have the door at the bottom of the world tree, and it's inviting you through it. And all that's being tested is your flexibility and willingness to make the change now. And if you can do it now, then great things await. If you can't, then there may be another door that opens up later, but there is an opportunity to get something faster. In travel, make sure that you aren't carrying too much. Make sure that you look at the itinerary. We're in retrograde, but when the world is reversed, things can be happening at a different pace, and look at your connecting dates and everything. But also, one thing here is to think bigger. The world is a limitless card. You see someone typically floating in the sky, and this tree is reaching for the sky, and it's bigger than most trees. So we never want to limit ourselves with our own imagination sometimes. Well, that's all I can do because of age, experience, status, money, whatever. Who's to say? So what if you can get what you want, or something better, or something faster, or both? And that's what the world is inviting, okay? Big things happening a little faster than you think. Keep your feet on the ground, both today and on next Saturday. Looking at a week from today, there could be something to celebrate. So I feel like this is a good piece of news coming in next weekend. But as we look at next Sunday, we have the Three of Cups in the reverse position. Typically, this is a card that celebrates, connects, and allows you to decompress a little bit. When the card is reversed, there are a couple of additional meanings. One is don't gossip. And don't be a party to gossip. Like if someone's talking poorly about someone, you could just say, I think this is inappropriate. Please stop. Or let's talk about something else. Or just walk away. Because you don't want to be associated. It's not just guilt by association. Someone could hear and see who's talking, and then you're connected to that group. So elevate conversation. Moderation is really key with the Three of Cups in reverse. It's not as bad as like Nine of Cups in reverse. But it's saying a little is good, a lot, not so much. Particularly when we're looking at like drinking or treating yourself or partying or whatever. A little goes a long way. One frustrating piece sometimes with the Three of Cups is the fact that it's hard to, this is the Archer, it's hard to pin something down. A date, a deliverable, someone meeting up with you. Things are kind of slippery with that because this is a card that is a little bit more loose when it comes to commitments. Typically it means dating. Like sampling things, seeing what's out there. And so until you feel like you've seen what you need to see, you can't make your decision. So I feel like this isn't the day to get a decision made. Try the day before or Monday or Tuesday. So I'm jumping ahead of myself. Why don't we look at the highlights and the challenges for the week ahead? Today obviously would constitute a challenge because we have that Tower card coming through, but it's a Tower reverse, so it's a manageable something that you could alchemize sort of challenge. So we like that. That's okay. I think another challenge would be Thursday because your emotions could limit what's in front of you. And then even Friday because people are challenging decision-making and authority. The good days, and there are many this week, I really feel like Monday and Tuesday are fantastic. I think Saturday could be a surprise, but a good surprise too. So that's pretty much everything for the week ahead. So why don't we now move into the next section, which is going to be the elements, quickly looking at all the signs where you're at. I'll be launching the videos for all the March videos this month. I'm going to change the format, try to make them shorter because I want to get them all out in a few days. So I'm going to do like 20 minutes or so if I can do it. I want to just shift it up. It's been a long time. So 20, 25 minutes. I think attention spans are shorter. So I need to think about how that looks, but that's what I'm going to try this week. So there's a reason that I've been waiting that. And I also just need to take care of my health. So I'm doing that too. All right, let's look at fire, earth, air, and water. Yeah, somebody's saying that the clock is circulating. You can always move it forward if you come late, and then it's available later on replay. Okay, here we go. Fire, earth, air, water. Some big cards this week. Okay. We'll start off with fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Page of Wands. Show it, don't tell it. If there's something that you're trying to communicate, embody it, demonstrate it. Use visual aids if you're actually looking at doing something at work or school. Or point to a real life example if you're trying to get someone else to wrap their head around it. Demonstrative, illustrative energy is a part of the Page of Wands. It's still communicating. It's a form of communication, but it's showing. And that can help you out. Take your inspiration and do something with it. She's ready to make a fire. She hasn't made the fire. She's going to have to go there with the flint and the whatever it is and make the spark happen. So take the inspiration and kindle the spark and the fire, and that's going to be important. Get other people passionate. So I saw like a public speaking moment, and I saw applause, and people were talking. They were just, if you're happy and if you're excited and you're passionate, they're in on it. They weren't listening. That was the crazy thing. I'm like, you guys aren't listening. But that could be to your advantage. Also, if you're just trying to get things moving through, another thing that I'm seeing is some people are distracted. That could be good if you need to be the one that gets the attention. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? So if everyone else is focusing on something else over there, you can go get the ear of someone and say, hey, let's get this moving. So you stay focused. You be the archer this week, and you can get a lot done. Show it rather than tell it. Be brief with your words. Be more demonstrative and illustrative with your communication. Pay attention to body language when you talk to someone else. Focus on your body language as well. If you don't have someone to watch you and give you notes, put your camera on auto record and just practice what you want to say and then watch it back. It's something we had to do in speech and rhetoric when I took that in school. And you hear all of your pauses, all of your ums. You look at what you're doing with your hands. And you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I need to change that, and that, at least for this conversation. So you can do it on your own if you need to, but watch your body language, watch others. If they're yawning, if they're looking at something else, if they're bored, that's a chance to like get back and reconnect with them. Okay? But overall, a very good week, and you may get inspired, and you can take that inspiration to the next level. All right, let's move on from the fire signs to Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have Four of Swords energy. Rest. Rest is good. Rest is underrated. You might be putting something to rest. You might also just be at a point where there's a bit of a plateau, and it's saying, don't panic, just breathe. Because underneath the sepulcher is the fourth sword, which is inspiration and the action that you're going to take tomorrow. Above the sepulcher are the three swords, which can constitute, sadness, disappointment, or just fatigue. And this is a chance for you to recalibrate and recharge yourself. There may also be some challenges for some of you with response times. So if you send out a message in the energy of the Four of Swords, it's crickets. The other person may just be on vacation. Try again next week if it's not urgent. Or you could try again in 3 to 4 days, since we have those numbers on this card. Fourth day looking much better, obviously. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like Wednesday Wednesday or Thursday looked pretty good. Wednesday's good because it's an ace. So if you are having trouble, try back again on Wednesday. Also, if there's been something challenging in your life, you might also be finally being able to like close the book on that and put it to rest, which is good. And this is one of the last grieving cards. So like death is when it happens and it's instantaneous. The Six of Swords represents moving on, but it's an active card. This is more passive. This is like after time passes, 2, 3, 4 years, suddenly you just stop feeling so intensely about something. So it's the healing energy of time, and time could be any number of years, but it feels like some of that healing has either started or finally finally concluded. So putting things to rest, resting yourself, and then paying attention to what happens in your dreams, what dreams may come. To quote Shakespeare, there might be something there that gives you great insight into what you need to focus on. I recently watched Hamnet, which is amazing. It was very like touching, great actors. But one of the things that the Shakespeare's wife would say is like, actually it was her mother telling her, but like, pay attention to your dreams. I'm like, yes. Somebody that was psychic or a witch definitely was on that script, because as the way that they respected the practice of like magic, if you will, was unusual, and it was welcomed. And then spiritual, like intuition, she could touch someone's hand and see their future. So pay attention to your dreams. I mentioned in one of the dailies this week that spirit speaks with a whisper. I think it was the Temperance Day. And the whispers come through in your sleep. Those little birds represent spirit chirping in your ear. And you're only going to hear that if you give yourself time to rest. So pay attention to what dreams come and what they tell you, what they show you. Okay, good. Let's move forward. We just looked at Earth. We're going to look at air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Making and breaking of cycles, the Eight of Cups. If there's something you need to wrap up, it's a good week to do it. If there's something you need to start, it's a good week to do it. Eight of Cups is also a need to take a step back. So it's a less of a sleepy sort of energy than the one I just talked about. This Eight of Cups is saying you are overdue for a vacation, or you're too close to a situation. And when you step back, your mind clears, the dust settles, and you know what to do. In this illustration, it's not accidental that the ninth cup is missing. So there are 8 cups in the foreground. Ostensibly, our journeyman in the background is carrying the ninth cup, which represents dream fulfillment. But before his dream can be fulfilled, he needs to go and find himself a little bit. Like, who am I? Where am I at? What do I need? And that comes through distance. So the Four of Swords is more a rest. This is more a taking a break and taking like zooming out, going out from the situation to see it from a different perspective. It can still be restorative, but it's more active for sure. It is an oscillating card, like on and off. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's frustrating. In relationships, the Archer's coming through again. It's hard to pin someone down every day. They're like here today, gone tomorrow, back again. In relationships, it can be on again, off again. And so what we want to do is, sometimes it's good. Like, it's good to have things return. If you made a mistake and didn't get something, you have like a second chance. So I like the second chance part of this. But if you can't figure out where you stand with someone or how they view you, this is inviting you to step back and either ask yourself if it's worth the investment, or ask them specifically, what is this? What are we doing? Okay? But distance gives you the clarity that you need. You need to get some distance from the situation, okay? But you can stop things. You have a second chance on other things. Moving on, finally, to the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Lean into your power. And if I go back to what I wrote down for myself to talk to you today, this is the part about participating, speaking up, and people just want you to do your best. That was kind of the crux of this. If you represent them well, which is what an emperor should do, then all is well. But if you don't, take a moment, if you're in a leadership position, to poll people and ask, how do you feel about this? What would you do? What would you want? Get some feedback. Don't just think that you know it. If you know someone in your life that's a know-it-all, you may have a moment where you can talk to them and just say, hey, were you aware of this, this, and this? So homework is necessary. The emperor is smart, but he's not aware of everything. In your own life, the emperor is encouraging you to take the wheel and drive. What is it that you want? What is it that you need? This is your chance to do it. And with a recent Empress energy, I think I was talking about today, like sometimes we just want other people to make up our minds. This Emperor card is upright. So as convenient as that may be, there comes a point in all of our lives, pretty much inevitably, where we have to make a decision. Either you're faced with a contract and you have to sign on the dotted line, or you're at a point in your life where you don't have all of that support system around you and you just have to, it's like the final stage of growing up is just saying, okay, the buck stops here. I'm the one that has to make the decision. But you can do it. just ask. You can ask for more time. You can ask for more input. Because we're in a Mercury retrograde, it's important to do those things. And even when you think it's right, have someone else look at it, because maybe there's a typo. Maybe you misread something, okay? But ultimately, you have the power. To quote, I loved that little line from He-Man, I have the power. It was a mantra. Who knew? And all you have to do sometimes is speak it into existence. You have the power. You have the capacity. You're ready and worthy and willing. So just lean into that, okay? Be your best emperor. Pretty good week overall. Couple of major cards. The minors are also good. So I feel good about where we're headed. Now let's get ready for the special topic today. Again, just some general housekeeping as I'm getting ready here. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. You can also click the share button, share it. All levels of engagement help. When this goes on replay, leave a comment. Check in this week. Let me know what's working. All of that stuff helps because YouTube then sees it as a valuable video. The more you engage, the more you watch, the more you comment, okay? You can also follow me on social media. I'm on all major platforms. You can see them all here, and you can get more information on my website. It's always my full name, Nicholas Ashbaugh, on all those platforms, but the links will be there. You can show support today through super stickers and super chat and memberships, which many of you have done, and we're very close to our goal, so thank you. You can give back through PayPal. I'm also doing some private readings now, so if you want to do that, you can do that. And again, you can sign up for my newsletter too, which is a great way to stay in touch. I'm going to try to start sending it once a month. So I used to do that all the time, but I'm going to start trying to do that again. And maybe I'll do one today or tomorrow. We'll look into the eclipse energy when I do that. So more to come. All right, let's get into the special topic for today. All right, today's special topic, alchemy, energy alchemy. How to take something that's challenging and make it something that's good. I kind of like the deck that I was working with the 7-day forecast, but let's see. We're going to let the cards decide when in doubt. Okay, these three are calling to me. Actually, swap that out. These four. Okay. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're well. There we go. This is good. A little bit of change is good. All right, if you just joined, take a moment, close your eyes, and see a circle of light around your body. Imagine that there's a ray of sunshine if you need to get a visual. Call into the circle of light your angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters, and let's see how we can make changes for the better or for the best. And likewise, what it is that we might need to change in our lives. Really interesting that I chose two different decks, and for the ace, we also have this stone. It almost looks like a tomb marker here, and then again the world tree. So I was drawn to certain imagery. It found me in another deck. Both have kind of druid leanings, but very interesting. Synchronistic, if you will. I saw someone asking about Apollo. We'll bring him up in a second here. Let me just get all the cards on the table. Okay, we have two for the outcome, so we'll let them be. Oh, no, maybe there isn't. Okay. All right. Per your request, we'll say a quick hello to Apollo. Hey, buddy. Everyone wants to see you. Good boy. There's Apollo, just resting in the background. It was so hot I had to pull the shade down, so he's just taking a nap, everyone. All right. So why don't we get into your catalyst card, the Stork, which represents kind of like in modern, what's the best word? Kind of like archetypes like delivery. I think of the baby and the stork. But the stork also has that wonderful beak, which is able to take in a lot. So for many of you, this may be a moment where you're immersing yourself in something. It could be learning, it could be a task, and the stork is reminding you to kind of soak it all in this moment. But there may also be the announcement of something new, the fact that we keep getting the World card, that we had the Tower flip out of the deck when I was looking at that. Change is happening quickly. The stork is typically good. It represents bringing in something new, ushering in something newer, better, brighter. So we like that. Great initial energy. And let's now see what's in the spread. Okay, so at the center of the spread, we have the Lovers, the Lady and the Lord. We have an opportunity in the environment, and we have in the opportunity space something going bigger than you think. So overall, pretty good. The Sun in the outcome. I like this, guys. I don't think I see really anything challenging here. So I'll do my best, but some of this could be imposter syndrome. So we'll work through it. The Lovers in reverse. That actually is the most imposter syndrome card when it's reversed, because it's saying I'm not worthy. Even though the definition of the Lovers card is lovable, attainable, magnetic. So if you look, you really need to kind of focus this week on self-love. If you've got good self-confidence and self-love, that's fine. Maybe there's someone around you that's lacking it, but really focus on seeing where you're at in this moment and saying, I may not be everything that I wish I was, but I'm enough. I'm more than enough. It's always good to have goals. It's always good to have dreams. Don't beat yourself up by unrealistic standards. Remember the Four of Cups that came through, because that you'll miss the ace that was just to the left of that card. So we don't want you to miss the ace. This can be pressure from loved ones. So you love someone, but their love is conditional, where yours is unconditional. So they want you to change. Why can't you be more like this? Or I would love you if you did this and this. Then you really don't love me. You love a version of me that I'm not yet. So we want someone who can love you now and here and know that there's great potential, but not have that be sort of the only way that that's going to continue. If it's contingent on looking a certain way, accomplishing a certain thing, having a certain bank account, those things come and go. Looks come and go, money comes and goes. So find people who love you unconditionally, love yourself unconditionally, and never underestimate your inner beauty and your ability to pull in what you need. See yourself as a magnet, as a beautiful person, as a worthy person, and know that the more you work on that, the more the world around you reflects that. The more you feed into the insecurities, the more you find relationships where that's tested and shown, and the universe really wants to challenge you out of that. So go beyond the surface, love yourself unconditionally, and push back on people that say, why can't you be more like, or I would love you if, or whatever their condition is. That is a condition. And that's not someone who loves through and through. So you get a chance, first and foremost, this week to audit current relationships. And also, it's a reality check from the universe to make sure that you love yourself. The most important relationship is the one with you. And so when people say I don't do relationship readings, I do. I just focus more on the one that you have with yourself. Because then I don't have to look at your person, because I'm helping you center. So your person gets things around you will kind of go where they need to go. I still offer it, but usually you guys don't want me to read relationships. But I had that epiphany. I'm like, well, I am doing relationship readings, but it's the one with you. And that's where it all starts. So work on the relationship with yourself. What's your current biggest insecurity? What's your current biggest critique of yourself. Oh, I'm not this enough. Well, what do I need to do? Why can't I be? So one thing that I've started to do is I have like a little journal of things. So I try to put gratitude things, positive things into that, like statements of kindness too. So try to be kinder to yourself. We got plenty of other people out there that want to be cruel. So there you go. The Two of Wands, which is helping you dream and imagine something different. So don't let your present situation dictate a forever state. This is typically a dreamy stage. So we have two little frogs with the two wands on the ground. Things can start to hop into your life quickly if you imagine that they can. So I've been talking a lot about this lately, but one way to dance creatively with the universe is to say, what if? So think of your current block, if it's finances. What if an unexpected refund came in for something? Or what if a job opportunity came knocking? What if I solved this situation faster? That'd be cool, universe. So I've started to what if, or why not? And that's really what this card is. He's looking at the world in his hand, then he's looking at the world around him. This is representing what he wants, but what's around him may look different than that. We need to just say, what if it all comes together? That's one great way to go with this. Now, a more tactical and practical approach to the Two of Wands. Plan. Put some dates on the calendar for certain things. Goals. If you're trying to get something improved in your health, figure out what it looks or feels like. Put that on your vision board. Connect with it. Dream. Not just what your nighttime dreams are, but your daydreaming. Daydream and think to yourself, gosh, wouldn't it be cool if I took a cruise, I bought a house, I met someone that I love, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? I think I'd like that. And then then put it into a way that the universe knows. I'm ready for this. Sooner would be better. And you can, when you're manifesting, all of this or greater, and all of this or sooner. That allows you to get stuff beyond your wildest expectations. But spend time planning and checking in. Sometimes we just keep going and going because we're used to, I think this is where traditional school does us a disservice, because pretty much like in your primary education from 0 to 12 or however many years you study in your particular country, it's like those are all laid out for the most part. You might get a couple of electives here or there, but it's not until college that you start to decide, this is what I want to focus in. This is my second focus. These are how I'm going to elect for extra things. And it's like, okay, I control this. So now that you're grown up, you can still decide how you want your syllabus to look, if you will, your soul's syllabus. So put some time and energy into that and decide what you need to sign up for and what you need to opt out of. Deep past, karma, Page of Cups. It's in the upright position. We like that. But it's a blank canvas. So these ideas have been germinating. They've been bubbling around for a while. It's time to brush with a broad stroke. Let's get the first stroke on the paper. After that happens, everything starts to fill in. Momentum will take you to the next step. Just start sketching. And actually, like a lot of times people that do, human figures on paintings, they will sketch it out a little bit with a pencil too, creating the shapes and the geometry. You have to start somewhere. Let's get at least the rough sketch of what it should look like. And now we actually have something connected with passion, creativity, and love. So this is your love story. So I saw, again, like I watched it with some friends. We rented it and just looked at it on a big screen TV. So we did Hamnet, which is a tragedy kind of, and Hamlet, which is, the two are kind of connected here, but like it's a tragedy. Your life can be anything you want it to be, and you are the author. And you can also have a series of books in your life that your life was. They don't all have to be fun. They don't all have to be sad. What is the next chapter or the next book going to look like? This one is a love story. It could be a love story with yourself, loving, forgiving, nurturing, picking yourself up. It could be this sort of creative phase in your life where you're bringing in to existence something that you love, whether it's growing your family, making a business, doing something with your heart, but it's with love. Now I'm thinking of the Hillary Duff song because I'm chronically online. So cue the music. Whatever you do next, do it with that sense of love and passion, okay? And that is how you can write your love story. And that is the alchemy that's coming through in this moment in time. Okay. What is your block here? The Five of Pentacles. It's from the past. So good. I need some things to help you alchemize. All right. So the Five of Pentacles. Notice on this, like I do love sometimes nature or druid decks, because instead of the church, we have like this Stonehenge-like monolith behind her. And she's here in the cold. But she could go join ostensibly a fire with like a campfire or whatever with other people. It's the outsider, like I'm on the outside looking in. So there was something, either recent or distant, where you felt like you were cut out or you weren't a part of it or you weren't cut out to do it, whatever. So this is the realization that was one moment, one person, one chapter in the book, one class in your syllabus. But you can move forward if you're ready. One thing to also remember, when people in our life fail us, and that's not a word I use often, but when they don't show up the way that we need, want, or deserve, oftentimes it's an indication of the fact that they're broken, that they're working on themselves. And when you have two people that are hurt or broken, as we see in the traditional Five of Pentacles, they just didn't have the tools, the context, or the ability to be there for you. It's them, okay? There may have been things you contributed, but there's that part of it too. 50-50, because we're slicing down the middle with the Five of Pentacles. We're halfway through. Take care of yourself right now. Your health matters. Your health is a rubber band, and you have to pay attention to when it pops up. One thing that I'm paying attention to, because there's a family history, I've been able to avoid diabetes, which is on my mom's side, but hypertension is something that I'm working on. So breathing, and if you need to do medication, do that. But like really focusing on stress management is key. The Five of Pentacles can literally be your foot, or it can be the rubber band starting to kind of bend a little bit and break, because it starts with the Two of Pentacles, but it shows up with the Five of Pentacles. This is when it actually starts to stretch too far and too thin. So insomnia, TMJ, migraines, blood pressure, blood sugar, so many different things. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but what's coming through here is like half and half genetics and half environment. Control the environment. You can't control the genes, but you can control how you deal with something, how you approach it. And then dismiss people in your life like this that lack the capacity right now. Like, not dismiss them, but like they can't help you. They've got to help themselves. You can help them one day when you're more balanced. But right now, if there's a parent, a loved one, or whatever, and they're not showing up, they're probably going through some stuff too. It's not so much completely an indication of your failings as it is both of you needing to focus on lifting both of yourselves up. Again, the love story of you. And then if you have extra in the future, if you get to the Six of Pentacles or beyond, you can help them. But it's kind of like a parent in a plane where the oxygen masks come down. You've got to breathe first, then you help your kid. So help yourself first, then help the other person. Crowning position. You are an alchemist. We have the High Priestess here. And I don't know what she's putting in there, a little mugwort or something. But this is a chance for you to create something new in your life. Again, there's newness and possibility that was intrinsic to this page. She's now deciding what she wants to put on the page, figuratively speaking. Like the new page, but also the inner page too. All right, High Priestess, psychic energy, really available right now to you. This particular Mercury retrograde, easy for me to say as I'm trying to spit it out, offers with it a lot of squishiness. It's a malleable period. If you don't like it, change it. And that's the main download that I get with the High Priestess. You are what you think you are, so start to think highly of yourself. The world is what you picture it being. So if you want it to be a dark place, it can. If you want it to be a place of possibilities, it can. So we need to get behind the whole believing is seeing rather than seeing is believing, because we have to envision what it is. To go back again to a famous speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. He was speaking of a future that wasn't there yet, currently still not here, but we may get there. He knew he may not get there with us, but he painted a picture for us, literally, as a speaker. I have this picture in my head. Wouldn't it be cool if he did the what ifs? What if all of this could happen? Like, let's do this. So like a good speaker gets you excited, paints the picture, poses the question, and then puts some action out there. Like, all right, you like it too? Let's do it together. So this is your leadership card, but you have to like be your hype person too. What if, okay, now let's do this. You're coaching your higher self. And you're the best person to do it because we keep getting Emperor cards and Empress cards. So coach yourself, cheer yourself, and then move yourself forward. Listen to this if you need the hype session. I'll be here on replay. All right, we do have it's a pretty card. It's a different version of the Three of Swords. So here's another challenge that we can alchemize. Three of Swords typically, and I'll pull it in a moment, can show heartbreak, frustration, etc. But there's a chance to start again. So in this one, it's kind of like she's coming home. She might be coming home and deciding, all right, now I'm going to do this on my own. For some of you, there could have been a separation, or you decided to walk away. Maybe you quit. Maybe you divorced someone. Maybe you just feel this sense of longing and space. I wish someone was at the table. But she's going to create the environment that she needs to. Working again on creating the space within and without, so that when the person or the opportunity comes knocking, you're ready and you have an inviting table to kind of invite them to. So create the spaces in your life for new friends, new relationships, new opportunities, and know that it's a gentle sort of like step-by-step process. I'm just finding the traditional Three of Swords here. So it's interesting. I've noticed, if you haven't, like Swords has a lot of water on it for not being cups. There's like Six of Swords, particularly any of the darker cards. You'll see like storms and clouds and rain. So this is a storm that will pass. I don't think I really ever have conveyed the Three of Swords in that capacity, but literally we just see storm clouds, a little bit of rain behind the heart, and it will pass. This too shall pass. However frustrating, however discombobulating, this too shall pass. It's just a storm. And then from the storm, we can get something here. From this, I don't like this, I don't want this, then you can decide what you do want, what you will create in your life, okay? Pain can be a teacher. Pain isn't fun, but you can learn from it and say, thank you, pain, for showing me what I want and what I don't want. And then you can decide what the next thing is that you want to step into with that sense of clarity. And then we can release it too. Thank you, pain, for that message. I don't need you anymore. I invite joy to the table. I invite laughter, happiness, discovery, all the other people at the party. I've had enough of you, pain and discomfort, but thank you so much. My dance card is full now. I have some other things that I want to do. So you have to create the soul syllabus and say, we did enough. I got my electives there. Let's go over here now and sample some other things. Okay. Another card that actually, they were so pretty. I'm like, we do have conflict on this card or on this, in the spread. We have the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands can represent a stalemate where people in your life or at work, wherever it might be, everybody's just spinning wheels in the mud. So trying to get attention, talking over everyone. I heard that in my dream. Again, the way that it came through was an event, but everyone is having conversations. Everyone was clapping. I just remembered this now. So I had to really see, like, hopefully I didn't boom everyone's mic, but I was trying to project my voice like that in a loud room, which I can do if I want to. So I had to really boom it out to get more. I'm like, no, listen, wait a second. Don't cut me off. You might have to raise your voice. So because everybody's doing their own thing. There is a chance for collaboration, but is it happening? So a cool detail, if we look in the foreground, we have teamwork, actual teamwork, ants. Ants are a highly sort of like stratified and hierarchical insect kingdom or group because they all have a role, kind of like bees. Bees and ants, everyone knows their swim lane. Everyone helps out, and they can carry more than their weight. They're strong, but they're team-oriented. So find places where the team energy is really good, and if you have to speak up, do it. I heard my voice booming in the dreams. I was surprised just how far I could project, kind of like an actor on the West End or Broadway where they have to project to the final, row, back before they had the little mics in their hairline. But once upon a time, they had to project. So you might have to do that. If you're stuck in a situation that is a waste of your time, and you might be, you don't have to keep doing it. If you feel like you're in a dead-end relationship, job, or situation, this is a time. Remember, we talked about the Eight of Cups, to step back, get a perspective, and say, what about that? What about that? Okay? Work smarter, not harder. We have the standing stone here in the environment. So it's kind of interesting because it comprises, I thought it was an ace, it's justice. So we have justice. The scales of justice here, but printed over top of what looks like an ace, like the ace in the other deck that I had. And also it's like putting something to rest, and we have the maze. All these things are coming together. So let's break it down. So first of all, figuring out where you want to go, the maze, common theme. It's in the environment. There's a lot of things or a labyrinth, if you will. You could get lost, but there's always a way out. You just have to kind of like map it. Create the map, create the plan, create the blueprint. Harm none is written on this. You may be in a point in your life where you're just ready to be in a better environment. This is in the environment. So if it's toxic, the relationship, the job, the school situation, living situation, then it's time to elevate and say, I don't want to be hurt anymore, and I don't want to hurt you. I just don't want this. So we want to find a place where, as near as possible, no one's getting hurt. We have the scales of justice. Things need to feel right. Things need to be equal, because the Five of Pentacles in the past is inequity. So we're looking to make sure that you have more than enough, actually. Enough isn't enough, more than enough, because you want to be able to plan for the rainy day of the heart, and it happens from time to time. So you need more than enough so that you can take care of yourself. And stand your ground, the standing stone. I love TikTok because weird little quirky videos will come up. And there was something in Scotland, I think, that I saw where there was some standing stones that had been there just like forever. One of them was destroyed, but the rest were still there. But like the amount of time that these stone monuments can just stay, they're there through the rise and fall of empires, right? And they have moss and lichen and all of this, and the stones are still standing. So when you make your decision, it has the ability in your life to stand the test of time. But you really have to plant yourself in it and say, this is what I stand for. There was a lot in this particular illustration that I got into, but hopefully that helps. That's in the environment. Okay, let's see what's coming through in hopes, fears, and opportunities. We have the World Tree. Okay. So, also comprised in this World Tree, we have the 4 seasons. We have a little snake in the foreground, but let's talk about it. The snake represents the need to grow. Snakes change skins. Like they shed their skin, rather, when they're ready to grow. So I feel like some of you are stuck. That's the 5 of Wands, in a situation that doesn't allow you to breathe or grow or be flexible. As we talked about earlier, don't limit something just because you haven't seen it. You don't know what's possible. Something amazing could happen. It's not a stork, but we do have like a message coming through the form of this bird. So there could be something coming into your life right now that requires attention, action, and movement. And the world represents something big happening. Moving up, moving on, or moving out. Expansion, delivery, broadcasting on a large scale. So if there's something in this moment in time that you want to send out into the world, once you've alchemized and done some of the work with the previous cards, then the sky is the limit. And that's really what this is reminding you. Okay? And then the outcome is one of the best cards that you can pull if you say, can I do it? The star and the sun are emphatic yeses with multiple exclamation points. But the sun is got a more playful energy. So the star is older, wiser. The sun is younger, more vital. Typically, there's a little baby on the card. So I love that we have the sunflowers. The sunflowers represent being the leader, not the follower, because they follow the light of the sun. You're the sun in this particular scenario. I'm going to pull the traditional card, though. If you can get into the next phase, the next chapter, the next stage of your life with a sense of joy, childlike joy, then anything is possible. If you focus too much on, there's a point where what we know can get in the way, like our wisdom, our trainings, all of that. We need to kind of have this joyful, childlike, okay, energy that this baby's bringing forth. Just do it. Just be it. Don't think it too much. So that's kind of what Spirit's conveying here. All right? There could be a birth announcement. There could be a new job. There could be something bigger than you thought. It's good because this is the birth. This is the expansion. And it's like a new star being born. So something beautiful is just about to happen. We just have to work through self-worth, getting over pain as a teacher, making sure that we're making time to see our life as we want it, not as someone else wants it, to just put a sketch on the page, a stroke on the page, not to waste our time in relationships that don't matter or jobs that don't matter, to find and fight for that equity, and again, not to limit things. So there's all your alchemy in one. And something good is about to come into your life if you allow it. All right, we're going to expand the forecast briefly, and then we'll look at some other things that Spirit wants to bring forth because we met our target. So thank you for that. All right, we're going to focus first on the energy of health, which is your mind, body, and spirit. So the white owl came through, and this is asking you to, first of all, like, pause, listen, wait. When I think of an apex predator like the owl, I think of something that is patient. It picks its moment to swoop in and get its meal. In this situation, you're going to pick your moment like the archer to really kind of like make a splash. The owls, sometimes their senses are highly focused. Like listening and seeing is really important right now. So when you're communicating with someone, make sure that they can see it from your perspective and that you're hearing what they are conveying as well. Active listening. Because the eyes are so prominent on this as well, we really want to make sure that things look good. There's a time where appearances matter, and this is a time where appearances matter in your life. So we're looking at the body right now too, because we're focusing on health. So eyes and ears. If you haven't gone to an ophthalmologist in a while, not just an optometrist, it might be time. If you haven't gone to an audiologist in a while, it might be good to get a baseline, even if everything feels good. Then you'll know when it is time to get glasses or if your hearing is all right. Thankfully, when I went through that challenge last year, I had already taken a hearing test 10 years earlier. So we had a baseline and we could see when things were back to normal. I just recently took it and like nothing changed. So sometimes you just need a baseline. Because if you don't know what normal is, how will you be able to know when you're back to it or what abnormal is? So schedule an appointment with maybe an eye or ear doctor, if not just the regular doctors. All right, general health notes with respect to the spread. Five of Pentacles, like I said, the rubber band is breaking a little bit. So this can be aches and pains that can be dealt with now, but if you wait too long, they become more. Particularly, this card has to do with extremities like the feet, ankle and legs, so make sure circulation is good there, and if there's anything joint-wise that needs to be checked out, check it out. Three of Swords, heart and emotions. So literally, it could just be, I feel sad, which is totally the sort of figurative view of this. But it can also be hypertension, heart disease, blood sugar, in addition to blood pressure. So if you haven't gone to your general physician, do it. If you have a family history of heart issues like I do, or blood pressure, then you probably want a pulmonologist on the roster of things to check into. And take care of yourself. Be kind to your heart. Be kind to yourself. That's self-love and self-acceptance. And your meditation practice, which is the High Priestess, will help you avert having any sort of issues with that, because meditation and exercise take down your blood pressure. So again, work with your doctor, but we're just looking at the energies of the cards here. Something that you're doing isn't working out when it comes to health. So like it could be your workout routine. You have to have variety in the workout routine, or you might be targeting the wrong part of your body. Work with a professional on this, because the Five of Wands in reverse, you're putting too much energy and not getting enough return. Something could be tweaked in the way that you work out. Balance is the most important thing. Having enough of everything, but not too much. And that's what we're seeing with the scales there. We have positive outcome cards. Yes, there's a challenging hiccup, but the world and the sun are great. The world showing that you could move. There could be a change. I don't know why I'm so sing-songy with that, but you could move to a new place, try something different. There could also be an unexpected pregnancy with this, with the sun. Some of you may be dealing with some solar plexus issues as well. So, work with your doctor if you're feeling anything in your digestion or feeling like stress. It could be an ulcer or something. So take care of yourself there. These, by and large, are avoidable because we had the world and the sun. It's all about proactivity and doing things sooner than later. Okay? All right, let's move on now to wealth. In the energy of wealth, we have a wordy card. Tend the roots of reciprocity. It's really a question. Am I getting what I'm giving? If I'm not, what needs to be done to bring in this sort of level of reciprocity? The other thing here with tending the roots, so relationships either grow or wither with respect to how much you put into it. So if you are working really hard, because again, we're looking at wealth, but you're not getting promotions, additional salary, time off, whatever, appreciation, then this is saying, okay, but I need more to grow. So make sure that you're stating what your needs are for growth and your goals are, and get it in writing so that you can go forth from this. But we're really looking at, is it enough, or am I just spinning my wheels? And I know some of you are already at that point of spinning your wheels. All right, let's take a look at it briefly. I'll just talk about one or two cards for each so we keep the cadence here. If you're employed, your creativity is one of your best assets. And it could be the key to success, including what I just talked about, which is saying, I see myself doing this, or I'd really love to do this, using love with a capital L as the key to this. This is my passion, and you can see with this, and this how I've done that. So use love as a persuasive technique. What I don't love for you, Five of Pentacles, you're not getting paid what you deserve. Five of Wands, you could be in an environment where there's bad leadership. You get to decide. It's not like unmanageable, but if you're unhappy, you can decide, is there another path at this place that I'm at, or do I want to look elsewhere? You could create something that doesn't exist here, or you could find something else if you want to. The High Priestess is pretty learned. We don't have a Tower, we don't have a Devil, and we don't have a Ten of Swords. We just have stress. Stress is important, like I said, blood pressure and stuff of that nature, but it is manageable. But I think it's time to figure out if that growth option exists, and if not, find something else, because you can, okay? Don't take on unnecessary stress. If I could go back to younger versions of myself, I would say this. Nobody cared if I worked late, so why are you working so late? Nobody really cares if a deadline is met or not. Like, so many things are arbitrary, and now 11 plus years out of working from a job situation, I never have an old boss call me up and say, thank you so much for that deadline that you completed in 2002. Or thank you for working nonstop and putting your health at risk. I don't get anything from the former bosses or clients or whatever. Like, you've got to maintain your battery so that you can last. It's like a phone. You have to recharge, okay? In your soul review, you know what they're not going to ask? What you made, what your FICO score is or your credit score, how many awards you got. What you are going to work with your guides and look at is, did I learn? Did my heart grow? Did my wisdom expand? Did I make a better impact on the people around me? If I did, I scored. That's your score. If you didn't, all the other stuff doesn't matter, including the overtime or what your boss said or thought or how popular you were. You're here to learn and expand and grow. The other stuff becomes a distraction. And for some of you that are currently employed with the 3 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles, you need more support. They're not paying you enough. And I think a lot of younger kids are realizing that. They're not paying me enough to worry that much. So I'm just going to do what I need to do. In this situation, you either create a new path or you find a different one, like at another place, because you are valuable. You are worthy. Okay? Moving on. I went longer than I needed to. It was a sermon. All right. But there was a lot to say. So when Spirit has a lot to say, I say it. Entrepreneurs, a couple of things here. You're exhausted. Take care of yourself, some of you. Some of you are looking at a bottom line that is a little too thin. This is break even, but not enough to invest. So there's either a need in this moment in time to shrink a little bit with respect to like how far you're reaching with products or how many maybe seasonal workers are there. Something needs to be pruned so that the growth that I see here can continue. You've overstretched yourself a little bit. Also, the world has changed. The economy has changed. So you're going to have to make some adjustments to products, services, and maybe even the footprint, particularly if there's like temp workers. You might not be able to keep them all in the next season, but maybe you can bring them back after that. Doing that kind of stuff is going to be important right now. There's at least one tough call that you have to make. Letting someone go, cutting a product, or not being able to launch something when you want. But it will rebound. There is rebounding energy, but the balancing is important. Also, if there's someone that's not working productively, that needs to be dealt with sooner than later. Okay? Take care of your health, though. If you're looking for work, if you're willing to move, the World card, that could be good. Do we have a yes with the Sun? Yes, but it is attached to the World. It could be a little bit more responsibility than you were looking for. There could be a geographical change necessary to make it happen. And that's one thing. Some of you might be working multiple jobs, and it would be great if you could find one that could take the place of like the 2 or however many you're juggling, if it's 2 or 3. That's the goal here, is to find one that brings in a little bit more so you can sleep more and rest more, because the next card in this is the 4 of Swords. So that's it, because you could be looking for work and working. I've never really read job seeking that way, but I kind of get that here, is that some of you are looking for another job. So please take care of yourself and make sure that you could just make sure that you're getting what you need at that next place. I know it's hard to find. You can't just find, like, I listen to people right now that are putting out 500 or 1,000 applications. I know it's hard, but we do have signing on the dotted line, a card that shows something bigger. That's why I'm trying to get us to look beyond the 5 of Pentacles. So negotiate the salary, and then it looks good. But you might have to travel. You might have to move. There might be more responsibility, but you have a great shot of getting this, okay? Do vet out stress at the job and the work environment. Like, what do people say and think? Students. Overall, you're doing well. You're loved by others, which is good. You might love what you're doing. Looks like you're planning out for the next couple of years. This can be a cold or flu. Take care of yourself. 3 of Swords. There's at least one hiccup in the way. Like I said, this is just a passing storm. It feels really intense, but everything past this energy looks good. 5 of Wands could just be a really bad like lab partner. It could be a class where everyone's just not focusing. You could be in a group activity where it's not working, but I still see you ending this in a good energy. So it feels like you're going to be okay. And particularly whatever you're studying looks good. I like the Two of Wands attached to school is very good. Retirees. Sick and tired. But like not necessarily those things separately. You might be sick and tired of someone or something, because this is sick and this needs to be put something to rest. So it feels like you're just moving on. There could be a relationship, a friend, someone that's walking out of your life. We'll look at that more in a second when we go into love and relationships. What's calling you? Creating better balance in your life, making sure that you're getting enough of everything, exercise, social activities, looking at your money if you want to do a part-time job or something, whatever it is that feels right, find the balance. But the world is travel, and the sun is connecting with your inner child. Could be this artist card that we see here, could be new love. Also, it's youth-oriented, so spending more time with children, whether they're in your family or giving back to the next generation. Okay, that was so not brief. So not brief. But whatever, I give too much sometimes. All right, the love cards. Let's see what's coming through with relationships. Don't force it. Don't force the flow. It reads flow there. So, and this is like when it's upside down, it's like a waterfall in reverse. It should be easy. Yes, relationships require work, but they're not a job. That's my little phrase that I like to use on that. It needs to be 50-50 or as close to that as possible. And when it's natural, when it's flowing, when it's good, it doesn't require as much work. So let's lean into that flowing energy that we see in this card. Open your heart. Do something in your life that allows you to feel creative, sensitive, and tapped in, like the Page of Cups, and good things follow. Briefly, if you're partnered. So Five of Pentacles often is like insecurity or an argument that comes from this lack of self-confidence. So one or both of you could be working on that a little bit. Three of Swords can be an argument. It can also be something in your life that's challenging, a job, a family member, etc. But can you move through this? Absolutely. The Stork and the Sun, a baby. If you're looking to expand your family, it could be a fur baby. It could be getting a puppy in your life, or you could be trying to get pregnant. If you both are willing to put in the work, I see good things with the High Priestess and the World card and the Sun. The challenge right now is this. Are you ready to stay or go? That's what this card is asking. Justice. Five of Wands. Like I said, it should be work, but not a job. So find your way through that. We do love that the lovers are at the center. But equality is important to this. They both stand together, side by side, hand in hand. Make a plan with your partner. What is it you want to do next? Talk about future goals and dreams. Okay. If you're looking for love, can you find it? Yes, but there is some unfinished business here. So the Five of Pentacles, like I said, the most important relationship is with yourself, self-love. Three of Swords, rather. There's a little bit of hurt from a past relationship, or it could be like familial, like mom, dad, sister, uncle, aunt, someone in your life gets under your skin, and that needs to be healed too. You could meet the person at work or at school or in a social setting, not so much on an app. It could be a Libra. The other thing here is I don't feel like you know them, like in the current circle. If it is, it's like a past life connection, but it feels like it's someone from a different circle or different space. Single and happy, good for you. You can focus on launching something, creating something new. Your creativity really wants to come through. Your psychic abilities really want to come through. So focus on that and then heal whatever needs to be healed with the Five of Pentacles and Three of Swords. All right, destiny. We have Mother Mary coming through, miraculous encounter. Also like the biblical equivalent of the Empress, if you will. Okay, divine experiences, do not be afraid of being powerful. Also, because she is a vessel for divinity and creativity and possibility, that sun energy that could come through this Mother Mary, is, again, that's why we keep getting the World. You're sitting on something that could really be powerful. It could be healing. It could be substantially interesting to people around you. All that's necessary is that you stand up and set it into motion. Healing with parental energy is possible here because Five of Pentacles often has to do with familial wounds. So healing the wounds of the divine feminine in your life, that can happen. But also miracles. Lean into the possibility that there's something more than you know or you imagine. Okay, I feel like we did a good job of turning the challenges into opportunities. So let's take this a little bit deeper. All right, let me see what the runner-up was, and I might just do something blended here. So one moment, please. It was a good one. I think it had to do with masks, right? See people, places, and things as they truly are. That's a good... I feel like that's still a good one for a general reading. Like, we're going to give that its chance to be its own, I think. And I'm going to just do some free pulls on what Spirit wants and needs to come through. So I think that one's too good to just pull like 3 or 4 cards. I'll keep putting it up until it gets chosen. And if it keeps not getting chosen, then I'll pick it. Because being able to see beyond illusions is an important thing. Okay, so let's see. Which deck am I going to use? I'll use this one. All right. What do you need to focus on right now? Because we have an eclipse coming through, because we're in a retrograde. So one thing that I will look at is just like what should be the focus and what is the smoke screen? What's the illusion? We got 2 cards here. Okay. All right, so the focus right now, the Knight of Wands, taking something to the next level. Yes, sometimes we have to jump through a hoop, but it's worth the effort. So put your effort into something where you know that this is worth your time and energy. And that hoop is also like a magnifying glass. So really get clear on what you're putting your time and energy into, and then take that leap of faith. Let's bring it into motion. I also kind of get the word roadshow. So there might be something where you have to show a few people to get them to agree or understand something. Do it. You might end up with more than one person that's willing to work with you. For those that are entrepreneurial or looking for a job or trying to get buy-in, I feel like you have more potential than you might be thinking. But it needs to be something where you're really going to see a return on it. The distraction is what other people think. This Page of Cups is at odds with the Ten of Swords. Everybody is putting a needle in her head. Everyone has a point of view. You should do this. Why aren't you more like that? I want this. What's all this about? Are you sure you can do that? Like, blah, blah, blah. Everybody gets to needle. Nowadays in social media, it's negative comments, one after another. And when that happens, you just have to like block it out mentally. Because everybody has an opinion, but the only one that matters is the one that you have about yourself. So I think one of the big alchemy things that keeps coming through is focusing more on yourself, not in a selfish way, but a self-sustaining way, self-loving way, and in also self-care sort of way. This Ten of Swords is external, not internal. If we saw the person on the ground with all the swords in their back, it's a lot different. This one is mental stress. So again, I've been talking with a few friends recently. There's so much going on. Any given day, if you listen to the news, your blood pressure will rise. You will get frustrated. You will get angry. So you have to decide, how much am I going to consume and what can I do about it? So I have to limit the time, 5-10 minutes. I want to know what's going on in the world. I care about the world. I will tune in, but I will not absorb it. I will not let all of it define me or destroy me or deteriorate. Kind of like, you can't. We have to figure out how we're going to work together and make changes, because otherwise all that stuff kind of comes into your head. So find some things that bring joy into your life. Find some things you're passionate about, including making change. Pick and choose a couple. You can't solve everything. There are a lot, I don't know how many billion people there are in the world, because every time I learn the number, it keeps going up. There's a lot of people. If each of us does one thing for ourselves and one thing for someone else or for the world at large, it'll be a better place. So pick 2 things, one for self-healing, one for the world. Do that each week or each day. And that's it. You can't stretch yourself in every direction. I can help this person. I can help that cause. I can make a difference here. I can vote on that. I can get this person, informed about this. But that's all I'm going to do today. I got to pace myself because we have many more months ahead of us. We're only into the 3rd month of the year. So it's like trying to eat a whole sandwich without taking bites. We have to take bites. So take bites, and that's what the Page of Cups is doing to help us with the 10 of Swords. We just take little sips, a little bit more. Pretty soon we've gotten through that. All right, now we got another cup. That's it. We have to taste it. We have to sip it. We have to cut it into pieces because otherwise it's too much to digest. We are in a cycle of news and time where there's too much. Knowing that there's too much is the first step. Choosing not to overconsume is the next step. Pace yourself. You'll be happy that you did. So one thing that I do now is breathe and say, it's above my pay grade. That wasn't my decision. That's not my... This is what I can do about it, but I can't control all of that. I can't do all of that. I will do everything I can to make the changes happen, but I can't control everybody's bad decisions. So if that helps you, latch on to it. And I just breathe because I don't want my heart to give out for all of this. My heart has to last. So I have to care about what I can control, and I have to care about what is vital. The other stuff, not so much. Pick and choose. Okay. So what's the illusion in your life right now? We'll pull a little bit of the mask energy here. What's the biggest red herring or false sort of something that's showing up as what it shouldn't be? Decoy. What's your decoy? Okay, and let's pull an oracle card with this. All right, so we have Temperance coming through, and so for some of you, there's a feeling that it's never going to get better. It's never going to slow down because Temperance represents peace, calm, the ability to tune in. It's angelic energy. I'm going to pull the traditional Temperance too. And it's showing that Spirit has your back. So I'd like you to believe in a benevolent universe, not one where you have to have pain or suffering or despair to learn. Yes, it exists on the planet because we're in an environment and a dimension where it's all about light and dark. So the shadows exist, but they don't diminish or delete the existence of light. They are the passing storm that is the 3 of Swords. This is the shadow energy, but the light is equal or greater to that. And Temperance comes through to remind you to put your foot on the ground, go touch the grass, get out there, whatever the phrase is. Take one step at a time and test the waters of opportunities and slow down. You can create the slowness and the stillness that you need. And there is another path. Things will get brighter and better. We're just in a stormy moment. They happen on the planet. So just like there are periods of mass extinctions or mass growth, there are moments in time where there's a lot of light or there's a lot of shadow. There's a lot of shadow right now. So we have to be the light in the shadow, like the Hermit, but there's a lot of light in this card, a lot of growth, a lot of positivity. And we see her connecting to things here as well, but it's a little bit better in the traditional card. So make more time for this because a Temperance card reversed is rushed. A Temperance card reversed doesn't believe that there's going to be protection or something better beyond the moment. And the doom and the gloom that is all around sometimes makes us feel like that, but it won't be forever. Pick and choose the 1 or 2 things that you'll do this week or this month to make a difference. You can't be everything. You can't be everywhere. You have to pick and choose. Okay? And then we have Court the Divine Feminine coming through to help us with that. Nurture yourself. create new things. So as old structures tumble, because we are in a tower moment in the world, old world orders are crumbling, old structures are crumbling, things that we relied upon aren't anymore. What will we like to see next? Because also the things that are creating the destruction won't be around forever. So what comes after that? We have to start thinking like the Two of Wands beyond this moment. And that's what Divine Feminine is. And I think we're going to enter into a phase where there's more Divine Feminine energy because women are natural healers. Women bring life into the planet. Women nurture. So I'm hoping that we see, because that's one of the things that needs to be healed alchemically right now, is the Divine Feminine. That's very much the moment. It may not seem like it, but we are really having like, it's almost like part 2 of Me Too, right? From the hashtag long time ago with all the stuff that's coming out. So the Divine Feminine is emerging. So all of us are a part of lifting up the Divine Feminine, but this is also taking care of yourself. This is helping women. This is helping create and nurture things. And these are things that we can control. And the number of times that we've had baby cards, the stork, the sun, and many Empress or Divine Feminine cards, it is the children. The Whitney Houston song, we'll choose a different one this week, The Greatest Love of All. So there's a line in that song where she says, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Let them know all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. I could keep going, but I was like impressed that I could remember that much. We need to teach children, men and women, empathy, kindness, and we need to educate them. Because I think what's going on right now on the planet is toxic masculinity where men aren't allowed to feel. I think we have women that are trying to find their equal footing. I think we have education systems in some countries that have failed. And so if we educate, if we encourage, and if we create an equal space, it's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. But that's what we have to do. There's only so much my generation, the one before it, the few that are after it, like we'll do what we can to heal amongst us, but really the potential is in children. So we need to start fostering changes for that next generation because that is how the world will be better. We need to start getting the kids in a safer space and giving them the tools that they need. We'll heal ourselves in the process too, because when you heal the children, you heal yourself. I mean, it's a deep message, but it's true. These are the problems categorically on the planet right now. Children, women, and safety, and education, and equity. Probably healthcare too. But there's a lot of things. If we just take care of each other, there won't be all this stress. But again, it's beyond my pay grade, and I'm just going to breathe, and I can't change all of that. And so I can see it, but we can teach our children how to change it and lead by example. So that's kind of like where I'm at on all of that. But it's not too late. Don't give up hope. There is a lack of hope on the planet right now. That is what shadow energy wants. So don't give up hope. Just figure out how you're going to make a difference. One step is enough. You can't heal it all. Figure out your path. What does Spirit want you to know right now? No. Yes? We just got this card, but in addition to that, I feel like, well, I did shuffle it. That's so funny. Spirit's like, no, we want you to see that one more time, Nicholas. All right. How can we make meditation fun? How can we make slowing down fun? How can we go yes to meditation? Because I'm also, my guides were like, yes, we mean yes. You're pulling temperance again. All right. So Spirit is saying, what have you done lately to slow down, to take care of yourself, to tune in? Also, what's the rush? The Knight of Cups here is also reminding you to do something that brings a sense of joy in your life. Lean a little bit more into relationships. I'm going to pull one card in a moment to look at relationships because that's coming through with this. How you can make meditation fun is to realize that it's not all this, sitting in a lotus position. It's also writing in your journal, singing with your friends, walking the dog on the beach, taking a hike in the forest, building a snowman. I'm trying to include all climates because you're like, it's snowing, it's raining. Like, I get it, guys. Just getting outside, doing things. I think that you don't have to always sit there and pray to a divine being. You can just be present. Watching the dolphins at the beach, watching the birds in the trees, those sorts of things, you're celebrating the universe by doing that. My grandfather didn't like to go to church. He said, my church is my flower garden. Your grandmother goes to church and gets in that traffic with all the other people, and they're all cursing at each other after church. He said, I'm here planting the flowers, listening to the birds, getting my hands in the earth. That's my church. That is just as divine, and trust me, the God I believe in would be just as happy that someone was putting something beautiful into the planet and celebrating the creative energy. So meditation can be gardening, it can be cooking, it can be writing, it can be composing music, it can be giving someone a hug. Because you're connecting with Source. Just connect with Source in a different way, okay? Don't make it work. I got the message, universe. I addressed it. We got it twice. All right, is there anything that we need to know just about finding more love in your life? Oh, wait a sec. The deck is half and half, but there's a card. Well, the Three of Swords is up, so we'll let it be. I feel like all my spirit guides have a sense of humor today with some of these cards. Oh my gosh, how did this happen? This deck got messed up. 1 second. I'm going to use it, though, because I want to use it. All right. All right, so we're going to focus on the Three of Swords since it was on top, for some reason, upright. How can we get past the storm of the Three of Swords, which will then let us connect with more love? Okay, so one thing that I love about this Three of Swords is it's less of a storm and more of a passing cloud. It is what you make of it. It can be big or it can be small. And so you can start to think to yourself, this isn't a big deal. That person doesn't have a lot of power. That situation doesn't have a lot of power on me, and I'm just going to let it go. What if I just let it go? What if I focus on something else? And so we have now the Prince, which is the Knight in this deck, the Knight of Wands, deciding to get out there and fight for something that they care about, do something that they love, and very much stand up. Wands keeps coming through, though, instead of swords. So show up, demonstrate, illustrate, point to examples, help people see it, because I do feel like we are in an interesting moment in history where words are clashing. People are so divided that you just have to show something and like, is that what you mean? Because I don't, or look at this, like, is it like, I think you're missing something. Demonstrating, also like demonstrating, peaceful demonstration. Speaking of Dr. Martin Luther King, demonstrate it. Peaceful demonstration, showing things, illustrating things. This is also chasing after your passion in your life, going back to school, creating something that you love, spending more time in relationships, but you first have to get past this, which is this feeling of a lack. You are more than enough. All right, that was deep. We need to, I think we've got it. I hope that helped. We had a slight, there was a lot coming through, but it was a little bit of a sermon at the end, but I hope that it helped you all out. Okay, let's meditate and send some peace and healing on the planet, and then we will focus on the final question. All right, close your eyes for a moment. Let go of the pain that you're carrying in your body. Let go of the pain that you're carrying in your heart. Let go of the things that you've seen in the world right now that are creating disruptions in your thought process. Let it all go and plant your feet firmly on the ground, like we saw with that, all the different standing stones. Feel like you're solid. 1,000 storms couldn't knock you over. You'll be here in 1,000 years more. Feel that sense of, your soul will actually. Your soul is like that rock. It lives through all the lifetimes, keeps coming back. Through great ones, through challenging ones, through pain, through joy, through laughter, and through tears. The soul persists. So you have within you wisdom of ages, wisdom of centuries. Whatever pain or discomfort is present, let it pass like a storm. And as you see the sun rise after this storm and this beautiful rainbow, imagine that you could take the light from the rainbow and stretch it around the planet right now. To the children that need food, to the people in war zones, to the people that are angry, that are sad, that are disappointed, that aren't listening, that don't feel supported, to everybody on the planet that's in some form of pain or discomfort. Let's send the warmth and the kindness and the light of the sun to each of them, and the hope that the rainbow symbolizes to them as well. We can't solve the problems, but we can lift the pain up just a little bit. Let's breathe it in. Breathe in the light. Breathe in the golden light of the sun. Exhale the shadows, the dark, the pain. Keep breathing until all you see is light coming into your lungs and light leaving your lungs as well. See your body bright, light, and golden. See that beaming out to the planet around you. Imagine we could all hold hands and heal the planet just a little bit. The people, the physical rock itself that is Earth, and know that this little meditation might move the meter a little bit towards someone feeling better today. Maybe they'll see the sun peek through the clouds. Maybe they'll feel the warmth of a hand on their back. Maybe they'll just have a sense of hope. Let's have that small prayer for everybody right now. Let it go. Okay. Put your hands on your heart. Remember what I said earlier. You're more than enough. Focus on a final question, whatever it might be. Gently open your eyes. Let's see what Spirit has to say for your final question. Okay. So as a yes or no, the Chariot is a yes. The Chariot is also about keeping up the pace with things. There's a lot going on right now. Coordination, cooperation, collaboration, communication, all of that. Because you have two horses and the chariot driver. So everybody needs to collaborate. That's the most important thing that you could do right now, is to find community and together work as one. There may be travel on the horizon for you, and things are going to move a little quicker than you think. But ultimately, it's good. The Chariot also represents things that you want to fight for. It's also a card of defense. And again, given what's going on in the world, we're getting things that are on the nose with like the Tower and the Chariot. Protect yourself, protect the ones you love, fight for what matters. Don't fight for the sake of fighting. If only that could be conveyed to the world at large. But that's your message for today. Okay? I hope this helped. If it did, show me a little bit of love and support by hitting the like and subscribe. You can also join me on social media. All the links are on my YouTube page if you click into the links. There's 13 of them. You can also give back through super stickers, super chat, and memberships. You can also use PayPal, or you can book a reading. All of this and more on my website, including my newsletter. And I'll probably be putting one out within the next 24 hours. So if you happen to see this on replay, watch it. You may miss it because I think I'm going to send it out tonight or first thing tomorrow, but you'll get the next one. So there you go. All right, I'd like to take a couple of moments to give gratitude and thanks to everybody that showed up today, because without you, I wouldn't be here. And I really do appreciate these sessions. I always feel better. I hope you do too. All right, so let me just pull up the right screen here, and here we go. All right, so thanks to everybody for showing up, but especially for the following people because you decided to go above and beyond. So we have Owo Hiropan, I think it is. 13 months of membership. If I mispronounced anything, apologies. But thank you for a year and a month. It's good to have you here. Thanks for kicking things off, Anne. You're always great about that and giving back in addition to that afterward. But thank you for being a member and for the sticker. Marianne, always good to see you here. Thank you for your sticker. And thank you, Kelsey from New Zealand. Good to see you as well. Jamie McCormick, welcome back. Thank you for your sticker and for your membership. Let's see. Happy Sunday to you too, Lynn. I appreciate you, or S-Lynn. Glad you're here, NetCheck41. Thanks for being a member and for the sticker. Thank you, Wendy Owens, for your sticker. Colette, good to have you back. Thanks for being a member and also for the sticker. Indigo, thank you for your sticker. Heather, let's see, celebrating exactly 2 years. Thank you so much, Heather W. Great to have you here on your anniversary there. Yoga Rising, thank you for the sticker and for being the third most contributing person today. Appreciate that. Deborah B, thank you for your membership and for your sticker. And Heather, thanks for gifting a membership too. Welcome to the lucky person that got that. Moving onward, thank you to QZ422 for being a member and for your sticker. I appreciate you. NetChick, thanks again. That's a couple hit today. I appreciate it. Sugar Shake, I can't see the end of it, but thank you very much for being the number one commenter and for your sticker and membership as well. Manal Al Hakim, thank you so much for being a member and for the sticker. Colette H, thank you so much for your sticker and membership. Casey and Bloom, you as well. I appreciate you. Nikki Colvin, thanks for the sticker. And Walk, thanks again. Sticker and membership. Second contribution as well. Thank you to Sugar Shake as well. Appreciate that. You did help us hit the goal, so thank you for that. Miriam Elizabeth, thank you for being a member and for your sticker. JA33998, thanks for being a longtime member and for your sticker. Thank you, Miss D 1955. I appreciate your sticker and membership. Also a member and giving the sticker here. Thank you, K and X420. Let's see, Yolanda Vandergraaf, thank you so much for your sticker. We have some more anniversaries here. So celebrating 40 months. That's a long time, a very long time. Thank you so much, Donna Green. I appreciate you. 36 months, equally as impressive. Thank you, Eslin4530. Melanie Morris, thank you for your sticker. The cheerleader, I appreciate it. Another anniversary here, Renee Smith, 37 months. Fantastic. Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. How nice of you to spend time here on your birthday. I appreciate that. Hande, thank you so much for being a member, showing up regularly and giving a sticker. I appreciate it. Raven B, thank you for your sticker as well. And for being a member. It was hidden there for a second. Okay. Sugar Shake, thank you again for helping us meet the goal. Colette, thank you for the multiple stickers today and again for being a member. Daniela, thank you for your sticker and membership. I had to figure out the 3 was an E. Shelly Williams, thank you so much for your sticker and membership. And Walk, thank you again. Sugar Shake, thank you again. NetChick, thank you again. Butterfly 921, thank you for being a member and for your sticker. Cheryl F, thank you so much for the flying pear sticker. Love and light to you as well, Eslin. Thank you for being a member for your sticker as well. Sugar Shake, thank you again. All of you guys that did multiple ones, I know you helped us make the goal, so thank you so much. Melanie Morris, thank you for your sticker. Sarah Donaldson, thank you again for sticker and membership. Sugar Shake, thank you again. Now we have some new people here. Pink Malibu, thank you for the sticker. Same thing for X Genie XX, thank you. MP Lessman, thank you so much. We have a lot of contributors today. I appreciate it. Welcome KNX420, or I'm sorry, KNX420. Thank you for your for gifting a membership. And now, because I just went through a lot, I'm going to gift a membership. So if you stuck around, you might have just gotten a membership from me. So congrats to the 5 people that just got it if you stuck around this long. Thank you also to Dakota for helping me with my Mercury retrograde this morning and for helping moderate the chat today. I appreciate you. Good to have you back. Everybody have a fantastic week ahead. Like I said, I'll be sending out a newsletter. I'm doing a shorter version of the readings. I just need to figure out how that's going to look, but I'll try to have them out sooner than later. Okay? Wishing you lots of love and light. Have a fantastic week ahead. And until I see you again, Apollo's already sleeping. He's in the other room. But until I see you again, have a great one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.